Hi there, Tim the Tulip Man, Cattails Country Florist, and today I'm going to do a high style arrangement. We have an order for a couple of these going out to a customer that calls us fairly often, and she always likes kind of a little different design. So what it's going to be is it's going to have some horsetail, which is this neat little stuff here. And it's going to have a little bit of green hydrangea, and I'm going to put a little bit of wax flower in it as well. And it's also going to have some of these very pretty purple orchids. These are called dendrobium orchids, and they're very nice flower. So basically this is what we're going to start with. This is a flat kind of high style or exotic style container that I'm going to put it in. And just to show you and give you an idea of where we get to this point, what we do is take our oasis, just like this, and I know from doing this enough that it's going to take about a third of this block to fit in this container. Okay, maybe a little less than a third of this block to fit in this container. And the good thing about this stuff is you can kind of, it'll go in. This is floral foam. It's the instant foam, so it breaks down. It's not going to stay in the it's green good. It's not going to stay on the earth forever. It's going to break down and go away. Then we take a piece of this Davy tape and put it on here, and that just kind of holds the oasis in. And then you have your container just like that. So I'm going to put this one over here because this one I've had soaking a little longer, and I'm kind of prepared for it. And the first thing I'm going to do is just green in a little bit. I'm going to use a little bit of what we call leather leaf in the flower business, and it's really a kind of a baker fern, just like this. And I generally take, for exotic arrangements, a lot of times you don't use a lot of this stuff here because it's, you try to use the nicer greens, but for this particular arrangement it kind of calls for a little bit of the baker fern. And then I'm going to put some pit, which is Pizzaporum. It is another green that we use a lot of around here, and this just kind of gives you a base to kind of cover up the oasis basically. And I'm not going to completely cover the oasis, as you'll see when I'm working on this. I'm just going to cover bits of it, and then when I get through with the arrangement I'll go back and put in some more greens to cover up any holes that we might have. So this will just kind of give you an idea of a nice little base arrangement. So what this calls for, and it's on our website at www.cattailscountryflorist.com, it calls for 4 or 5 of the horsetails. So I've got some here. Probably use 5. A lot of times in flowers, the way I was taught is you do a lot of things in odd numbers. You don't do 2, 4, you do 3, 5, 7. It's just it's just kind of the rule of thumb. So in like one of the segments where I said 1.5 times the container is kind of the norm. With exotic arrangements, it's kind of more freestyle, and you kind of just do really what you want to do as you're making the arrangement. So this is, and it's called, it also calls for, but it really only calls for 2 of the dendrobium orchids, but that kind of contradicts what I just said. But the thing about that is there's so many different blooms on a dendro that you really won't be able to tell that it's just 2 in there. But just because I've been doing it for so long, I am going to put 3 just because it just feels right. Plus my wife, who is a counter, will keep track of probably what I put in here and the way I do it. So this is just kind of giving you just kind of a little base of what we're going to do. You got the horsetail up here, you got the dendros down here, and so then I'm going to come in and I'm going to snap off a few of these little hydrangeas, because what they're going to do is stick in here just like this, just add a little touch of color down in the base of this particular arrangement. And you really, whenever you're putting flowers into oasis like this, you always want to make sure that you get it down at least 2 inches, 1.5 inches at the least. And what I do, and the way I was taught, is when you put the flower in the oasis, you go down and then pull up a little bit, because it lets that water get in that little spare part of the hole that you've lifted up from, and it allows the water to drink. If a flower does not drink, obviously a flower is not going to last that long. And when you're using exotic flowers like this, it's gonna, they really need to be able to drink. So I'm going to do the finishing touches on this. It's very simple, just a very, very simple little arrangement that is, again, very popular. It's the Zen Artistry on our website again. If you get on our website and go in the search section, you can actually find it. And again, it's just a nice little kind of classy arrangement. This particular one is going to be going to a funeral home out in Randallstown today, and so this will give you an idea of a high style arrangement at Cattails Country Florist. So just to give you a little kind of idea of what it's going to look like, get some of this stuff out of the way. So now you have the Zen Artistry at Cattails Country Florist. Please visit us on the web at www.cattailscountryflorist.com, or you can call us at 410-552-3900, or stop by 7627 Woodbine Road in Woodbine, Maryland. Our delivery area is all over: Columbia, Mount Airy, Sykesville, Randallstown, obviously. If we can't do it ourselves, we are a Teleflora flower shop, and we can send it from here to London if it need be. So again, from Tim the Tulip Man at Cattails Country Florist, until we meet again, peace.